Sir Action Slack with his favorite blue-black aggro.
Yes, indeed. That is also my favorite deck. Yes. I say that without a hint of sarcasm.
Challenger gonna go with, I think, what we all agreed on as the strongest or at least the most consistent deck. Mist of Avernus already in hand. And this quickly answers the question that, does he know that you could play?
There's the Sir Action Slack's early assault ladders.
Yes, that is what I've learned as not a great move. Ooh, miss only on 2.
It's interesting, right? You have enough mana to play it. It's an improvement.
Yes.
You know, your instinct is like, oh, I should just play this item. But
yes, especially when you're getting some extra chip damage. That's the normal instinct here.
And, oh my goodness, this is the earliest Disciple I've seen.
Yeah, that's actually representing 15 damage, but I think our challenger has the perfect answer in hand right now.
Indeed.
But instead, he's going to go with the Ironfall Gold Mine,
Green is
picking
good.
15 to get that extra 3 gold.
Yeah, I guess he's looking for a better, you know, maybe next round he'll surprise Slacks with that no accident. But
sure.
Otherwise, even though that Disciple of Nevermore has 4 health, it has -2 armor, and it gives everything -2 armor. So that no accident would actually kill off that Disciple.
Yep. In fact, no accident is going to be pretty vital moving forward, as he could also take down Sorla Khan if he puts Debbie. Or Haley? Riley?
It's Debbie.
Okay, it's Debbie.
Debbie's going to go into the first lane, and Sorla Khan is going to hope that Debbie doesn't land right in front of him.
Ooh.
And it doesn't. Sorla gets a free hit onto the tower, unless our challenger puts down a Savage Wolf to soak up that damage for now.
Sure.
And, of course, our challenger has smartly saved that no accident. If he wants to, he can also just throw a hammer at Sorla Khan's face, and she's gone. Yep.
This is going to be the hammer time. Take them down. Untested Grunt could have also came down, so our challenger actually had a lot of options.
Yes. This lane now looking pretty strong.
Okay.
And that is going to go for the Dimensional Portal. Maybe this
a lot of damage. That's lethal on turn 2.
That's wild.
That is actually
We underestimated the early assault ladders, and it is paying off for Slacks. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, now it's not lethal anymore.
But still, a good amount of damage.
Good amount of damage, and damage is important in this aggro deck and getting it in early. So Slacks is going to save Necrophos by TPing back to Fountain.
Yep. I agree with saving Necrophos as opposed to Zeus. You have Disciple of Nevermore, so you're already looking which is the other lane I can start pushing, and with the Black Hero coming in, that's very, very vital.
That's true, and he's going to drop the Celemanus Favor for the Challenger. That's going to give him some nice mana ramp, and next turn he'll have 7 mana to work with in that first lane.
Yeah, 7 mana is the magic mana in this deck, as you can cast Steam Cannon. He's got that in hand, and he will really need to start shooting some shots to protect his mid tower, or Challenger could just give it up already. But it is, to me, quite early to be giving it up. In fact, he is going to deploy the Chen in there.
Yep, I don't think that's bad as well. He has a hero now in every lane, so he has the options to cast cards and use up his mana from each tower. Slacks is gonna, he's picking out where he wants to put that Crystal Maiden.
CM.
Very squishy, only 2/5 in stats.
Yeah, but his hand's actually very good at protecting the CM. 2 battlefield control. Most likely CM should not die at all.
That's right. So he's actually putting the CM in the first lane, and even though it looks really bad that Debbie's going to eat her up, but he has battlefield control in hand and can retarget where Debbie's going to go.
I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it. It's like, if you do put it in here, you have battlefield control, but at the same time, you have to use battlefield control.
Yes.
Whereas she might be better off elsewhere. And it's going to be Steam Cannon. If Steam Cannon actually shoot down that creep, then the arrow will get redirected. Yes.
That's right. If there's no more target for Debbie to actually hit, she's just going to go default back to Crystal Maiden.
Yep, and that's exactly
what he does.
Yo, our challenger knows the mechanic of this game like the back of his hand.
Sign him up already.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like Crystal Maiden's going to die after all.
Yep. Do you want to waste that teleport scroll to save or not? We'll see.
Yeah, he has the option as well if he wanted to save Jamoy at the end.
Okay.
Just going to let CM die as she usually does.
We are sitting at 12 gold for this deck. Unfortunately, no more Black Hero downstream to use Payday for a Challenger, so this 12 gold is not going to get doubled, at least this turn.
Challenger gonna put down that Savage Wolf and blocks that 4 damage because of that Assault Ladders. That creep's actually doing 4 instead of 2. So good move in saving some damage to that 7 health tower there in the mid lane.
It's always a great choice to develop a Savage Wolf in a free lane.
Yes.
And with no hero here to contest or threaten that Savage Wolf, it's a free developed unit.
Oh, another Disciple of Nebmore. His heroes are gonna die anyway. He's looking to just push for some damage from these two creeps.
I love this move, right? Like you got 2 more hero coming in, and you know that the Disciple of Nebmore is gonna stick around. You could even protect his hero by, well, there you go.
There it is. And Rix is gonna die this turn as well with that Necrophos hitting him for 7.
That is a lot of damage. Now Rix can come back and will come back thanks to the rapid deployment.
Ooh, Keenfold Musket picked up from the secret shop.
Yep.
Although there are some in this item deck.
Unfortunately for Slacks, I think he really wanted to get those 2 extra creeps to the right side to start pushing. But Slacks momentarily giving up that pressure on the mid lane, despite the fact that he did so much damage. You still need that final bit of 7 points.
Yeah, and it's looking pretty tough, especially with the 2 melee creeps going into the second lane for the Challenger as well. So that board is getting really wide, and it's hard to just push for that 7.
Now, he does have cards like Ugladi Vando.
Oh, Oglodi?
Oglodi Vando in hand. Ooh, this is a perfect top deck.
Ooh, Dimensional Portal.
Yeah, Dimensional Portal, just straight up kill. But there's a silence.
Oh, wow. Our Challenger knows what he's doing. With no spells to cast from Zeus, his static field can't proc, and there's no way that he can kill Debbie as a side effect.
Gun's gonna come out, so no need to Fountain Flask. I guess you could technically Fountain Flask and put the Traveler's Cloak.
Yeah, I think this tower is getting pretty low for Slacks. He may be thinking of just letting Zeus die to tank the damage. He's equipping some items anyway, but
yeah,
we'll see if he decides to TP out and surrender this lane. But that mid lane is looking scary too, so he has to decide what he wants to do here and where he wants to win.
Question is, are we gonna see that untested grunt to come down? It will do 6 face damage, which is quite relevant.
Yep, he's gonna use a steam cannon first to pick off Sorla at the end.
Boom. Thanks.
Gone, thanks to that negative armor.
Disciple of Nevermore is often very good when you're pushing for that last bit of damage, and very risky when it's not that last bit of damage, because it does make your whole board very weak as a result.
Yes, and because of that -2 armor he gives, I wanted to make sure that this was a concept. I think when you first start playing, it's also hard to wrap around, but piercing damage is amplified by negative armor.
Yes.
So because Sorla has 5 health and had that negative armor effect, one steam cannon shot worth 4 damage still ended up killing Sorla.
With Zeus TPing out, a Challenger puts that Claymore down, and he is 3 away from popping that tower.
Looking pretty rough for Slacks, especially with this mid lane being so wide.
Yeah.
He's going to start having that Wolf also getting stronger with each combat phase. And once these creeps, which are all dying from Slacks' end up dying, all of these guys are going to be hitting the tower.
Interesting that our Challenger did not put the untested grunt on the first lane to get that lethal, instead choosing it to add a little bit more damage here. I don't think it actually ends up mattering. And he does have 50 gold now to go happy at Tiffany's.
Indeed, and we can see which lanes Slacks is going to want to protect with 3 blue heroes. He does have Conflagration. He wants to put at least 1 blue hero in the first lane, and then that way he can cast Conflagration into the second, and then you can kill off these untested grunts and one of these creeps as well.
But with that said though, our Challenger has both Steam Cannon and Pickoff available. So that is 8 damage that could come from anywhere. And smartly, Sir Action Slack puts both blue heroes mid. Because if he only put, let's say, Crystal Maiden or Yomoy, my boy, both of them would just get picked off by that series of spells.
Yes, and Slacks does have, I just realized his name is Sir Artifaction Slacks. Sir Artifaction Slacks does have initiative, so he is considering what to do first.
Yep.
He's looking at Thunder God's Wrath, but that's not really helping him other than killing Rix in the last lane.
Which is actively bad for him.
Which is bad, exactly. And so I think he's going to want to do that conflict.
Okay.
Never mind.
Let's do the BAM. That's cool too. But he is threatening to kill both these heroes. With that said though, I do think there's so many ways for our Challenger to get lethal. He could just use a Steam Cannon to ensure it. He could pick off the creep. or he could just go Thunder High Pack.
That's true. That Thunder Hide pack is coming out hot. That is 8 mana, and it looks like he can just threaten lethal right here with Lycan alone.
Yep.
So may as well save that in that second lane. Zeus is not feeling so great.
No.
Misfired his gun, shot himself in the toe, and did 1 damage to himself.
Firearm is very dangerous. You gotta make sure you know how to handle it properly.
Right, you gotta take that safety off Zeus. So Slacks is not feeling so great, so is already starting to shoot himself.
Ooh, shop deed. Unfortunately, we're not gonna see any crazy items from the shop because this game is over.
Game's over.
Yeah.
Had Slacks put the conflagration, as he likes to call it, into the second lane, I'm not even sure if he would have survived.
Would have definitely helped.
See, it definitely would have helped.
And he does have Dimensional Portal. I think, in fact, it would close up all of the gaps.
Yes.
But of course, he doesn't know that there is still Big Papa.
Big Papa Thunderhide.
Yeah.
And with Slack's lane being smaller than our challengers, you know, it's going to have a guaranteed hit on the outside of these this board.
These arrows are really helping out.
Yeah, these arrows.
But
Just so happens this creep fell in front of PA, so it's blocking 6 damage, but because of the pick off in hand, PA is able to just take the win for our challenger.
Oh, excuse me, he didn't even have mana for the Thunder Pack, but did not
He didn't
need
even
it.
have mana because of the Salamane's favor. That's right.
Yeah.
So, did not need it. Give it up for Andrew from San Francisco.
I gotta say,
beating our challenger.
That looked like one of the most well-played
That
games.
was very well played by Andrew. He